Do you need an ark? I know a guy. What's going on, people? I'm your host, Cody Mitchener, with today's episode of BYMBS, pronounced BYMBS, Blow Your Mind Bible Story, baby! I have the honor of retelling one of the most famous stories in the Bible. Even if you haven't read a single word of the Bible, you've probably at least heard of Noah and his ark. Even Hollywood made a movie about him, and it was interesting. It actually really sucked. It got a 41 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, so your boy is gonna try to retell it at 100. In order to do that, I need to break up the story of Noah in two parts. Second part's gonna come at you in the next episode. Last week we talked about Cain and Abel, two bros, one murder. Well, their parents, Adam and Eve, who we learnt about in the episode before that, had other children, including a dude named Seth. Well, Seth had a son named Enosh, and he had a son named Kenan, who had a son named Mahalalala, who had a son named Jared, who had a son named Enoch, who had a son named Methuselah, who never died, who had a son named Lamech, who had a son named Noah. So Adam's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson is this week's protagonist, Noah. With Cain came the first murder, and with the generations leading to Noah, all his people did was sin and make God angry. It was even worse than making Sagoon the meme god's brother eat the last chicken nugget and make him watch. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. God would just look down at his favorite part of creation, humans, and by the behavior and the sins that they were doing, it would just break God's heart. He was like, man, everybody out here just wicked and evil. The separation that they had from God was really taking a toll on the human race. Their inherited sin nature, combined with their free will, led God to question everything. Did you know Noah had a college degree? He majored in archaeology. That's bad. I know that I pointed out in the first episode that God still created the human race even though he knew they were going to sin. And that really points to the loving and compassionate character of God. So did God see all this crazy stuff coming? Of course. Of course. Absolutely. Yo, he's God. God knew it would eventually come to this, but he still followed through in creation because he loves us, and we have Noah and his family to thank. You see, Noah was the one bright spot in the world that was now full of so much evil. Does this even work? What? Alright. Noah was the one bright spot in the world that was now full of so much evil. In Genesis 6, the Bible says that God felt the need to destroy everything that he had created. Yo, the people were so bad that God was sorry that he ever created humans. Except for Noah, that is. He was a righteous man. It flies, man. Noah found favor in the Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir. So God told Noah, man, look around. Everybody's out here tripping big time. It's time to start over. Yo, so here's my plan. I'm gonna flood the earth. I'm gonna make it rain on them. I'm gonna make it rain on them. It's too much. Yo, it went right in my ear. It's not what I signed up for. Where are my glasses? This one crossed the line. Turn that off. Like it's never rained before. Every living thing is gonna be wiped out. We're starting fresh. Noah, you're literally the only good human being left, so I gotta do this. But you're gonna have to build a giant boat though. A boat bigger than the world has ever seen. Your wife, your sons, and their wives. Oh, and 2 of every animal. Everything has to fit on the ark. Yo, Noah was probably stressed. Dude lived in the desert where it like never rains. And on top of that, he has to build a giant boat? Like the only body of water nearby was Splashdown Water Park and you're not even allowed to bring inflatables there. Sir, you gotta understand, I need these. I can't swim. No floaties here. And now he gotta build something big enough for his family and 2 of every animal? God was like, yeah, I got you. Noah was like, okay. God even gave Noah the blueprints. He gave him specific instructions on how to create this massive ark. This was gonna be the world's biggest constructed water vessel ever created. Its size would never even be replicated until somewhere around the 1400s. The Bible doesn't mention how long it took Noah to build this ark, but I'm thinking a really long time. I'm not talking about at Buffalo Wild Wings. They say 20-minute wait, but it's been 35 minutes. Oh my gosh, we gotta wait so long. I'm talking long. No power tools. None of that. And all that time, Noah became the talk of the town. And it wasn't even like people were like, my gracious, Noah, what excellent craftsmanship. Excellent choice of choosing the pristine cypress wood. Nah, the world made fun of my guy. Yo, Noah being so extra, like it doesn't even rain. How basic. Noah, that ark is fake. Stop these foolish lies. Yo, that boy Noah looked dumb. Look at that here boy Noah building an ark in the middle of the desert. You get the picture. Just building the ark took guts. No guts, no glory. No guts, no glory. Rogue one, stuck one. It took an unshakable faith. Even though he had to have kind of thought that this was crazy, he trusted that God was going to take care of him. That's the first takeaway I want to leave you with. Following God isn't always easy, and it doesn't even always make sense to us. It takes faith. Faith is defined as complete trust or confidence in something or someone. You're putting faith in your chair to hold you up when you sit down. You're putting your faith in the school bus driver to get you to school safely. In the context of God in the Bible, faith is the basic ingredient to have a relationship with God. It is your belief. Faith assures you that God is real, that the Bible's real, that the story of Noah's real. Noah had faith in God. And even though God's plan seemed kind of shady to Noah, he combined action with his faith. Because faith without action is kind of pointless. It's one thing to believe, and it's another thing to live out that belief. And it took a special kind of faith to build an ark in a desert where it doesn't rain, being surrounded by haters, trolling you on the daily. Yay! That's faith. But Noah backed up his faith in God with action. And before I go any further in the story, before I go any further in the story, I want to acknowledge, even though God may not be talking to you like he talked to Noah, Noah, build an ark. But at the same time, if you believe these stories to be true, is there part of you feeling like there's something more for you? Like God has something in store for you? Yo, the answer is yes. But the what can only be answered by you and God. God told Noah to build an ark. So Noah did everything exactly as God commanded him. But the question remains, what's your ark, and are you doing exactly what God's telling you to do? Think about it. Do you know how Noah fit 2 of every animal in the ark? Using state-of-the-art technology. Yo, this writing is trash. Noah's Ark was 450 feet long. There's a B. There's a B. Noah's Ark was 450 feet long. Yo, that's the same length of 350 PS5s sitting flat next to each other. Xbox better though. That's the length of 1.5 football fields.
Wow.
It was 75 feet wide.
Wow.
Which is longer than a bowling alley.
Wow.
And it was as tall as the Hollywood sign.
Wow.
Noah's Ark was huge, and it had to have taken years to build. That's years of questioning whether or not this was a good idea or not. That's years of hearing from all the haters and their negativity. But I imagine them haters must have been confused when the animals started showing up. Is that a giraffe? Is that a giraffe? Are those mountain lions coming? Are those mountain lions coming? Oh my gosh. Oh, I see a monkey. Oh my gosh, I think I see a monkey. I see bears coming towards us. God only gave Noah the blueprints to the boat. He actually sent the animals to him so he didn't have to worry about all that. Yo, can you imagine Noah having to go around the world like he was playing Pokemon, trying to get all the animals before going on the ark? Yo, God really hooked him up by saving him from that. God took care of it. 2 of every animal. 1 male, 1 female. For obvious reason. Walked, flew, crawled, galloped, migrated, however they could. They showed up to the ark and they went right up the ramp themselves once it was finished being built. Yo, that's crazy because I can't even get my dog to come to me when I have treats. That's how you know God had them animals trained. Yo, let me get some music. We've learned that the creator of all things has created you in his likeness. In the story of Adam and Eve, we learned that because of sin, we are separated from God. If we jump ahead, that sin is connected through Jesus. But we also learned from Cain and Abel about the dangers of sin and how we desperately need help as humans. In the story of Noah, we are given a glimpse into a wicked world about to be destroyed. But the future of humanity and all of creation is saved through one man's faith. We have an apocalyptic flood, yet this story is about hope and faith. In the next story, I want to tell you about God's promise. But today, it's about the ark. The ark was real, and it took faith. So again, I ask, what is your ark? It's not a literal ark, but what is it that's gonna take an amazing amount of faith to accomplish it? Are you scared? Are you even worried about the haters? What people are gonna think? How they're gonna judge you? But what's stopping you from building that ark before the flood comes? The Bible says that Noah did everything that the Lord asked. And when it came time, after the ark was made, after all the animals were on, after Noah and all his family and all the food was on board, God closed the door behind them and it began to rain. Hey Noah, I'm sorry. Hey Noah, I'm sorry. It was just a joke. I didn't think it was real. I didn't mean it. Noah, it was a joke. Hey Noah, I said what I said. Please. I wish I could take it back. I just need to get on the boat. As for the rest of the story, tune in next week. Thank you for joining us for today's BYMBS, Bible Stories That Blow Your Mind, baby! I'm your host, Cody Mitchner. Until next time, remember whose you are. Blessings.